lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Doing it live here on a Friday night, week number 1 of the high school football season. Jared Moore and Tim Byrie here on WBCO, also streaming live on the OH Report. Tim, welcome to week 1 of the football season here. We have Buckeye Central and Crestline starting off as we do every single season, it seems like. And what are you looking forward to tonight?
Well, you know, it's going to be interesting. Crestline went an abrupt change on their offense with a new coach, with Michael Windland in there, and they're going like to the military offense, I guess you would call it, where Army, Navy, and Air Force all run the option, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to want to run the ball and really control the clock on offense because they just don't have a lot of numbers. And then playing Buckeye Central, who's got really a veteran team. Their whole offensive line are all lettermen. In returns, many of them returning starters. They got their quarterback Derek Steen back. They got Manny Mullins, who's been here since Noah was building the ark, it seems like, and and the Utz kid who's been here forever. The same, he was one of the passengers, I guess. But so a very veteran team, and so it's going to be a great matchup, I think.
Yeah, you talk about that experience, and Coach Jensen mentioned that this might be the most experienced team that he's had since he's been here. He's actually has more upperclassmen than he does freshmen for a change, and that's how you build the program. Obviously, it took a couple of years to get to this point, but Coach Jensen obviously taken the team from 0 wins a couple of years ago. Now he had 2 wins, he even had a playoff win in there as well. So that's something that Coach Jensen's built the past couple of years, and now he finally has his team in place where he has more upperclassmen than freshmen finally.
Well, and that being said, that's not an easy thing to do because he got 15 freshmen playing. So he's got a really nice freshman class who have had a lot of success at the younger levels in junior high in all sports, and so he's got a great group there. But he's got 8 or 9 seniors back, and he's got some juniors, and so it's really a nice mix that he's got, and he's not just counting on all these young kids and all of a sudden throwing them to the wolves and saying, hey, some of you freshmen have to play. There's a big difference between freshmen that they have to play versus freshmen who you want to play them because they're really good players at a young age. For Crestline, they only have 5 freshmen. but a couple of them are really good-sized kids and are going to play. And I think, at least one of them for sure, Brett Cheney probably was going to play whether they had 17 or whether they had 50 guys, because he's a 6'4", 275-pound freshman and a really good player. But obviously, the numbers game is going to play a little bit of a part in this game, because I think Crestline's dressing 18 guys tonight, and so they're going to have a lot of guys going both ways, and Buckeye might not have as many guys going both ways because of these upperclassmen. So, fatigue's going to probably play a part in this game tonight.
We talk about that experience for Buckeye Central, but on the other side, for Crestline, obviously the numbers aren't there. How does that factor into their preseason plans and how they've gone through conditioning and scrimmages? And how does that factor into Coach Windland's plan here to get going here tonight?
Yeah, because it's a fine line of how you got to practice. He doesn't have 22 guys, so he can't do 11 on 11. And so he's got to be able to do some things. And so we'll see tonight. Like I said, his main goal is to hold on to the football on offense and not have any 3 and outs so he can rest his defense.
All right, so with that, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back here for the kickoff between Buckeye Central and Crestline coming.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
From Buckeye Central High School, Jared Moore, Tim Byrie on WBCO and the OH Report. You can listen live on WBCO and WBCO.com, also on the World Wide Web this year, along with the OH Report, and on our Facebook pages as well. So Crestline set to kick off here. It looks like Parker Bowman in to kick off from their own 40-yard line. And is that Manny Mullins, your 10th-year senior, back deep? Is that him?
Absolutely.
He's going to run it back off the pickup from the 20-yard line, run it straight up the middle of the field, runs down the middle. He's wide open into the breakthrough. He's at the 40, 30. Is Buckeye Central going to score on the opening kickoff? Yes, they will. And there are no flags. Manny Mullins with an 80-yard kickoff return and puts Buckeye Central up 6-0.
Well, it was almost like it was a good thing that one of the up guys went to field and it got by him, and Crestline really got out of their lanes, their lanes on that kickoff, and Manny took off, got it up the middle, and there was a huge seam, and then back to the right or back to the left, and it was off to the races. But what a way to start the season for the Bucks.
This extra point brought to you by FC Bank, your friendly community bank. They're actually going to roll out for the 2-point conversion on the fake PAT, and they'll overthrow it, does Derek Steen. But the Buckeye Central Bucks start this one off with an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Manny Mullins. We'll take a quick break here. 11:46 left in the first quarter. It's Buckeye Central 6 and Crestline 0. takes the opening kickoff, 80 yards for the touchdown. They lead it 6-0. Now it'll be Jake Bruce taking the kickoff for Crestline. Straight up the left hash. He'll cross the 30-yard line to the 32, and Crestline, decent field position here to start out this drive with 11 minutes, 40 seconds. But almost scenes from 2 years ago, Crestline took the opening kickoff for a touchdown. But this time, Buckeye Central returns to favor. Buckeye Central obviously beating Crestline a year ago, 45-12. Manny Mullins, who scored. So he scored
4 touchdowns last year, didn't he?
Yeah,
he played against Crestline.
He scored 4 touchdowns last year. Now he has 5 in 2 years so far. He scored 7 total touchdowns a year ago. And obviously over half of those were scored in that first game against these Crestline Bulldogs. So Manny Mullins, have a day. Why don't you? So they're going to go with that option offense. It'll be a reverse. Trevor Shade reverses. Now working right side. This will be Derek McCoon. And McCoon up to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards for McCoon.
Well,
McCoon, a sophomore here for Crestline.
You know, they really take advantage of, Buckeye all pumped up, ready to go on defense, first play of the game. And, you know, they're flying, chasing that, and I'm sure they've talked all week about pursuit and defending the option, and Crestline goes reverse, and a nice gain on first down, which is really important for these guys to gain yards on first down so that they can milk this clock and just keep the ball.
Crestline did have 13 first downs just a year ago, and Jake Bruce takes the handoff as the fullback straight up the middle, and he is stuffed. Maybe picks up a yard here to get to the 40-yard line is Jake Bruce, but really not much happening there.
Yeah, in this offense, that play is the key. Is you're just running a dive with your fullback. The fullback's going to run dives and traps, maybe every now and then run off tackle, but the fullback in this option offense is just huge. Jake Bruce is a veteran, lettered since he's a freshman, so this will be his 4th letter and 4th year as a starter, and he's going to have to gain yards if they're going to keep moving the ball.
Shade under center again. It'll be Bruce again taking the handoff, and once again, nowhere to go. That defensive line for Buckeye Central really controlling this. And there's your man, I believe Kitty Oots was in there, and Max Eicholtz.
Well, again, as you mentioned the names, you look down at the Buckeye roster, and most of them are letter winners. I mean, they bring back 15 letter winners, and as you mentioned in the pregame, a lot of upperclassmen. And so this is interesting because let's see what they're going to do, whether they're going to punt or go for it. Traditionally those, Army, Navy, and those guys go for it on 4th down a lot, and it looks like Crestline is going to do just that. Look for the option here.
See if they're going to line them up, try to get them off sides. They'll pitch it right side, and they're going to be bounced out of bounds. They will not get the first down. And that was Carter Jones taking the toss from Trevor Shade, and not even close to the first down. They actually lose a yard.
Well, they put Jones in motion, tried to run the sweep and get him outside. He's got pretty good speed, but great pursuit by the Bucks, and so now they got great field position. The only problem when you do that and go on 4th down like that, the new way it is in football for a lot of guys, is you can give up great field position, and the Bucks have it right now. They're going right to the spread and have trips over here, and they're empty.
And that's not something that we're used to either, but you have to replace a Colin Rowlandson from a year ago. They're going to spread it out. Derek Steen, he floats it out there to Manny Mullins, right side on the swing pass. Mullins cuts it up inside across the 30-yard line, down to the 25. Manny Mullins. I have a feeling we're going to mention his name a lot tonight.
Yeah,
Manny
it's going to be a steady diet of Manny Mullins. And, Derek Steen throws a real nice little swing pass, and sometimes people think, oh, no big deal there, but that's a tough ball to throw in a 15-yard gain, just throwing the ball to him out of the backfield and getting great blocking downfield, but they're still empty.
Trips to the right, 2 wide to the left. Derek Steen in the gun again, standing at the 29. They'll send Tyler Sanderson in motion. He'll get the swing pass out towards the left. He'll bounce it outside, down the side. Sanderson into the end zone untouched. That was easy, Tim Byrie.
Yeah, they 2 plays and 40 yards, 2 swing passes, made it look pretty easy.
And that drive took about 40 seconds, 2 passes. And from 25 yards out, Sanderson takes the swing pass into the end zone and puts Buckeye Central up 12-0.
They may go for 2 here, I would imagine.
Yeah, making an even 14.
He's going to have to, Sostakowski limping off. He's hurting. This is not a good sign. He's a both-way guy.
Had minor injury he's coming back from. And he's not feeling good, and you hope it's just a cramp, but he's limping off the side here for Steven Sostakowski.
He said he's been having trouble with his foot in the preseason, and that's not a good sign at all.
Yeah, so he'll go into the bench where the athletic trainer will tend to him.
But, what a start for the Bucks. They've only had to run 2 offensive plays. They're up 2 touchdowns, and boy, what a new look. I said new look for Crestline's offense. This is a new look. The Bucks, a year ago, they would get in the spread every now and then, but I don't remember them too often being empty. They would be in the spread with a couple wide receivers, but they usually had a back there with Derek Steen. But that's kind of what happens when you got a veteran quarterback now, and you can do some things. And again, 2 swing passes, 2 touchdowns, and a touchdown.
Dean rolls out towards the right on the 2-point conversion. It's tipped and incomplete. Sanderson, even if he would have caught that, it wouldn't have been good enough for a 2-point conversion, falling out of bounds, short of the goal line. But nonetheless, Buckeye Central, a 25-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Sanderson puts them up 12-0 with 8:37 to go here in the first quarter. You're listening to high school football on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
.37 left to play here first quarter. Buckeye Central leading 12-0 here on WBCO, and the OH Report. And the kickoff goes for a touchback. Rolled about 20 yards and stopped right at the goal line, but the nose must have touched the line.
Yeah, I think it just got half the ball got across, and that's all it needs to be. And so they'll start it out at the 20, and hopefully for the Dogs they can get a little something going here and hold on to the ball and keep it off this high-powered, keep it away from this high-powered offense that Buckeye Central seems to have this year.
Trevor Shade under center. We'll go with one back, and that's Bruce. Now they'll send one in motion. They'll hand it to Bruce off left tackle, and we have a flag.
Again, this is not good for their offense at all. They just went in motion, and so now it'll be 1st and 15, and it is just so important for you to have success in this offense on first down. And that's going to really hurt them.
So give us a chance. Tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors. First Federal Community Bank, banking local just got a little easier. Danner's Towing and Recycling, 24-hour local or long-distance towing and recovery. Maumee Bay Turf Center and Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa.
Well, we'll see if they can, they're going to have to do something here on first down. Might even have to throw it. I don't know if they want to, but they may have to.
Shea did throw for 175 yards a year ago in this game, but they're going to have a big pickup here across the 40-yard line is Carter Jones. Carter Jones inside the 20, and they'll chase him down from behind inside the 10. And what a play there for Crestline. They say we're going to do away with that pass that you're talking about, Tim. We're going to keep on running the football.
Well, they
and
ran
right up the middle is Carter Jones.
They ran a counter play. You know, Jones lined up as one of the wings, and they faked the ball off tackle to Jake Bruce, and then he came in. They pulled the guard into tackle, and off to the races they were, and showing great speed, and luckily for the Bucks that they were able to. J.R. Martin was able to chase him down. And but now they're inside the 10 and got a chance to score here.
Somebody got thrown up in the air right there.
Owen might be fast.
That would be a
79-yard run.
79-yard run, yes. Shade tosses it left side and working inside this time along that hash is Parker Bowman, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Brings him down for a loss
We'll
of
see
one.
a loss of 1 on the play back to the 6-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 6 now for Crestline.
Was that Heath Jensen on that tackle? It was a very good tackle.
Maybe Coach's son,
I believe it was Coach's son, looking fundamentally very sound on
Staying
that tackle.
outside that time.
Yeah.
Understanding his assignment.
You know, well, so much defense is assignment football. Just do your job. Don't try to make unbelievable plays by doing someone else's job. Do your job.
Carter Jones goes in motion from left to right. Shade going to roll out that way. Are they going to actually throw the ball? He has pressure on his face and then throws it short of Carter Jones as he was rolling out towards the right. And on the run, Trevor Shade can't complete the pass, and it's 3rd and 6.
Well, he
Third and
rolled,
goal.
he rolled out, and they tried to get a little flood action out there, but well covered. And you know, against this option offense, you know, I was never a big defensive coach, but you know, I'd always hear the defensive side coaches talk about always when the teams run an option, assignment football. You know, someone when they come out there, someone has to be on the fullback, someone has to be on the quarterback, someone has to be on the pitch man, and you know, and that's what has to be done in this offense. And as soon as they get you, you know, looking at the football instead of going to your assignment, you get out of position and big plays happen. And that's what happened on that misdirection on that counter play.
Under center is Shade. Jones again in motion, and we'll have a whistle before.
Timeout, Crestline.
And it will be a timeout for Crestline. This will give us a chance to read over some credits here. Courtesy of WBCO, Todd Nye at Nye Builders Auto, Jim Sprain and Tom Brown at Sprain Capital Management, along with Rod Stager at Pizza Hut.
Well, it's got to be thankful to our sponsors, and one of them, McDonald's of Gallion and Bucyrus. After the game, Jared and I will choose the McDonald's of Bucyrus and Gallion player of the game, or players. The winners will receive a gift certificate for a meal at Lewis Family McDonald's, located throughout Ohio, and stay tuned to see who wins. And thank you to the Lewis Family McDonald's for sponsoring our player of the game.
So 3rd and goal from the 6. What are you looking for here, Tim?
Well, you know, maybe they'll come back with that counter play and try to maybe get the linebackers to come running out and chase Jake Bruce and come back with a counter. He didn't look real comfortable. Trevor Shade did throwing the ball that time, even though, like I said, he threw the ball fairly well at times last year.
They're going to toss it to Carter Jones. He's trying to get it outside, and he'll bounce it out there and then diving towards the goal line, but short, well short. Inside the 5, maybe to the 4-yard line is Carter Jones. But the host of Buckeye Central defenders there to really make some good tackles.
Well, again, J.R. Martin just held his ground, stayed outside. And, you know, Crestline's run this a couple times where they send a guy in motion and just run a sweep and try to outrun and get to the edge. And it looked like he had a little room, but good pursuit. And, you know, I know Coach Jensen was really happy with his defense in the preseason and in the preseason scrimmages. And other than that one big play, they've been pretty stout so far.
4th and goal from the 5, 6:10 to go here first quarter, 12-0, Buckeye Central on top. Critical moment here in the early moments of this game. Shade back to pass, pressure in his face. And he is sacked. Landon Sherwood back there to smack him in the face. And a turnover on downs once again. Trevor Shade didn't even stand a chance.
No, and and it was, an outstanding rush, and I think it was Brent Jones is the one who got to him. And he was one of their defensive tackles. So when you get pressure with your defensive tackles and you don't have to send a lot of linebackers and things and blitz packages, big advantage for the defense.
So 1st and 10.
We have back there for the first time.
Yep. From the 15, Mullins takes it off, right tackle. He's looking outside and dragged down from behind by Jake Bruce, but not before he gets to the 22-yard line, Manny Mullins. And
Ball out near the line to gain.
he'll be close to a first down, maybe a yard shy here.
Bring up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, nice hole by that offensive line. The Buckeye gave him a lot of
Ball's on the 20.
a lot of room, and a gain of 9 on first down. Now the whole book stays open when you get 9 on first down. Looks like Buckeye's not going to go under center, which they've always kind of split the last few years we've had them, but they're staying spread the whole time.
Dean in the gun. Fakes the handoff to Mullins this time. Finds a receiver. And across. Fumble for a second. Ball's loose on the ground, and I believe Crestline has it.
Yes,
and they do.
Deep pass is complete, but fumbled.
Looked like Trevor Kurgis made the catch across the middle on the slant route and fumbles it. Crestline recovers, and our first turnover of the game is the fumble, and Crestline right back in business here.
Yeah, he's a matchup nightmare, Kurgis is. He, a 6'5" wide receiver, and they ran a quick slant. Great delivery by Derek Dean on time and everything else, and he just lost the ball as he was trying to make a big play.
So the first turnover of the game. Now Crestline right back in there. 5:14 to go here, first quarter. Buckeye Central 12, Crestline nothing. Shade under center again. Sending Jones in motion from left to right. They'll hand it off right of the center to Jake Bruce, and nowhere to go. Jake Bruce has not been able to shake loose at all, and Landon Sherwood in there to hit him for a loss. Or right at the line of game, or the line of scrimmage, excuse me.
I'll tell you, the Buckeye defense just doing a great job right now.
Really flying to the football.
And all of a sudden I just realized, so Dominic Dean is one of their starting linebackers. He's doing a really good job. He's only a freshman. So I think that would be Derek's younger brother.
Yeah.
And boy, he's doing a fine job as a freshman linebacker, first varsity game.
Familiarity with that name, isn't there?
Yeah.
And Crestline's going to take a timeout before the snap. We're going to take one as well. 4:24 left to play here in the first quarter. It's Buckeye Central 12, Crestline nothing. We'll be right back. Buckeye Central 12-0. 2nd and 11. Coming off the turnover, though, Crestline, but really haven't been able to get that inside run going at all, besides the one almost 80-yard run by Carter Jones. But they're going to go under center. Shade rolling out towards the right. Looking to pass, still looking. Going to step up. He'll find a receiver out along the right side who turns it upfield. That's Derek McCoon. Close to a first down to the 26-yard line is McCoon. Get them in a little better position here after the gain of 7 yards.
3rd and 3.
Well, again, they just rolled out, and I think they're going to have to do that when he stayed right in the pocket. That's when he got sacked on 4th down the last series. But he rolled out and he flipped it out there to McCoon in the flat, and he was able to gain 7 yards, 8 yards, and give them a chance now because they're going to go for it. I mean, they're in 4-down territory, so.
So they went from a forward on their own 40, so.
Yeah.
3rd and 3 from the 26. Shade under center again. They'll feed Bruce. No, he'll fake the handoff. Shade takes it himself, picks up the first down to the 16 up the middle of the field. Trevor Shade with a nice fake to Jake Bruce. Got the defense to collapse inside, and then he took advantage of it.
Good enough for a Bulldog first down. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line.
Yeah,
pick up a 9 there for Trevor Shade.
Nice fake, and again, that's what we're talking about guys doing their job.
You've been looking at that one?
And staying in, so they all went for Bruce, and nice seam for Trevor Shade to get up in and 8-yard gain.
He's got to take it himself again and drag down from behind. And it looks like
Stouter.
Jonathan Stander. Yep, Jonathan Stander. Able to bring him down from behind. Trevor Shade picks up a couple yards, but
yeah, he looked like he had a little room, and Stander got him from behind and around the shoulders, and it's a big boy taking him down to the ground. So again, putting him behind the sticks a little bit. Now 2nd and 8. And they'd more like to. What they really want to do in this offense is gain 4 or 5 yards on first down each time.
They'll send a player in motion, and it will be McCoon working outside. Can he find the outside? He cannot. He's dragged down by J.R. Martin. McCoon back at the 17-yard line, and a loss of 2 back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what they like doing is they send those guys in motion, and then they have Bruce. They pull a guy, and Jake Bruce goes away from where the toss is going to see if they can get the linebackers to chase him. He fills for the guy that pulled, and but Buckeye doing a great job on the perimeter with their guys and getting that filled.
Shade under center again. McCoon split out wide to the left. They'll hand it to Bruce again, and Bruce once again. He's got a tough assignment, but if you don't get any push up front, you're not going to go anywhere. It's maybe a pickup of a half a yard there for Jake Bruce.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of room at any time to run. And, so far they haven't run a trap with him at all, and they haven't run off tackle. All they've run is just the wedge play, I like to call it, where they bring the 2 guards right toe-to-toe with the center and just try to move, but they're not getting any movement. And again, Sander is, a big boy to try to move out of there, and they're not getting much movement.
4th and 9. Jones goes in motion. Shade rolling out that way towards the right. Now stops, reverses field, and he's sacked. And it's Eicholtz back there.
Made by Max Eicholtz.
So he gets the sack and another turnover on downs.
And another first down Bucks.
That's what you like to call a coverage sack. They did a great job. He had nowhere to throw it. He did. They were trying to run a flood pattern. They had 3 guys out there. All 3 of them were covered at each level. Great job by the perimeter guys of Buckeye Central.
Buckeye Central starting this possession on their own 25. 1:19 left here first quarter. Buckeye Central leading 12-0. A turnover on their last drive, a fumble by Trevor Kurgis. Dean in the gun, trips to the right. They'll feed it to Mullins, working left side. Mullins with some space out there. Shade trips him up as he pulls over Trevor Shade, but not before he picks up the first down to the 36-yard line.
Good enough for a Buckeye Central.
So a pickup of 11 there for Manny Mullins.
Manny Mullins at 5'11", 223 seems to have gotten a little faster this year. So must have had a great offseason in the weight room and doing a really good job. That's 2 carries for 20 yards tonight, so that's a 10-yard carry. 10 yards a carry, that's a good night, early night.
Mullins, of course, a 3-sport athlete.
And that's always good to hear.
Dean throws it out to Sanderson, out in the flat. Sanderson breaks through a tackle at first, and now slips through another. Down the sideline, Sanderson. Can he break loose? Shea trying to track him down. He will not. Tyler Sanderson, touchdown number 2. And once again, another swing pass, and once again, another touchdown for the Bucks. This time a 64-yarder.
Well, because the extra point things don't count, so Derek Steen is now 4 for 4 for 113 yards. And I remember a year ago when he was only a sophomore, he used to like to chuck it down the field a lot, and I used to always comment, hey, sometimes you just got to throw the short stuff, let guys make plays for you. So, you know, the only completion he's actually throwing really down the field was on the slant that they fumbled. But, you know, he's throwing 3 swing passes for 104 yards. In the newspaper tomorrow, it's still going to say he threw for 104 yards, and no one's going to know they were swing passes.
They'll go for 2. A low snap, picks it up, turns around, lobs it into the end zone. Oh my God, did he get in for the 2? He did.
How about that?
Looks like J.R. Martin got the 2-point conversion.
Derek Steen did a really good job of keeping his composure on that and just chased it down, picked it up, and saw Martin sitting in a seam and hit him.
Timeout on the field. Buckeye Central leading 20-0. You're listening to the McDonald's W. Cyrus Gallion Game of the Week on WBCO and also watching on the OH Report. We'll be right back.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Seconds left here in the first quarter. Buckeye Central leading 20-0. Dominic Dean to kick off. End over end. It'll be Jake Bruce fielding it at the 18 for the Crestline Bulldogs. Takes it straight up the middle of the field over the 30-yard line to the 33 before he's gain tackled.
Tackle made by Max Eichholz.
And Max Eichholz gets the tackle. But Buckeye Central, a 64-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Sanderson, puts them up 20-0. Now 47 seconds left. And Tim and I are looking for tonight's Spitzer Motors Game Changer. The Game Changer is the individual that makes that game-breaking or special play that impacts tonight's game. Our winner will receive a Game Changer T-shirt from Spitzer Motors of Ontario and Mansfield, who will name our Game Changer right after the game tonight.
Big series for the Bulldogs. They need to get a couple first downs and get settled down here a little bit. And obviously Buckeye looking to get another 3 and out.
It'll be Shade with the keeper over the 40-yard line. Fumbles it, ball's loose, but they're going to say he was down at the 41. Close, but I believe they make the right call.
Bulldog ball carrier takes the ball out.
So Shade with the pickup.
Where he's taken down. The 2 yards short of the first down, bringing a 2nd and 2.
Shade looks like a pretty good runner. He's reading things very well. You know, I don't know if this is a total read on that where he's pulling the ball when they fake the off tackle. I don't know if he gets to read it and he's making that decision by what he sees or if it's just called play.
Shade with a 2nd and 3. Hands it this time. Bruce again. And Bruce stopped at the line of scrimmage, back at the 41-yard line, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. And what a first quarter it was for the Buckeye Central Bucks. 3 touchdowns.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
41-yard line to start this second quarter. Jared Moore, Tim Byrie, listening on WBCO and WBCO.com, along with watching on the OH Report. Jake Bruce will not take the handoff. It'll be a fake from Trevor Shade. He rolls towards the left, and nowhere to go for Trevor Shade. Stop back at the 40-yard line.
Buckeye Central's Kenny Evans on the tackle.
And now a 4th and 3, and what do they do here?
Well, they got, several things. They can run that counter. I'd like to see Shade sprint out and, maybe just keep the ball and try to run for the first down. But definitely need a first down. They're lined up to punt.
I think eventually you have to, right?
Yeah, well, they can't give up this easy. Their defense is not very stout. And so
I think they might go for it here, Tim. Buckeye Central calls the timeout.
Looks like they were going to try to rugby kick.
Yeah,
they sent the guy in motion, and he looked like he was rolling out looking to kick it.
Yeah, Parker Bowman did handle the kickoff duties. And they're actually going to call a delay of game against Crestline. I thought Buckeye Central might try to call the timeout real quick, but so 35 seconds, or 30 at the 35-yard line, 4th down and now 7. Parker Bowman will roll out and punts it, and it's not a good punt at all.
No. He's running down there. Oh, no, wait a minute. He runs all the way down to where it goes, and then he come back this way.
And the referee continues to walk up to midfield to the 49 is where they're going to mark it. Why do they always run 10 yards and then?
I don't know, somehow, and then the other back guy calls it. The guy way in the back was telling him where to stop. So I don't know how they do that. I guess he's got a better angle to see where it actually went out of bounds. I don't know. But all I know, it was only about a 15-yard punt. So Buckeye Central, good field position once again.
From their own 49, 10:55 to play first half. Buckeye Central on top 20-0.
I mean, so far, Crestline hasn't stopped them at all. The only time they stopped them, Buckeye fumbled the ball.
Mullins on the counter, right side. A lot of room ahead. Cuts it back inside, across the middle. Stiff-arming defenders, bowling over defenders inside the 25. Manny Mullins to the 22.
Keeping his way down the field to the 22-yard
Just
line.
chugging along, Mr. Mullins.
First down.
And another first down here for the Bucks.
Hey.
Impressive run there.
Oh, very much. It was just like you said, a little counter play. They pulled a guy around, and
Dude, he ran his kid.
he ran the first 10 or 12 yards untouched, and then he ran the last 17 or 18 just dragging people down the field. But 49 yards for Manny on 3 carries.
So ball on the 23-yard line. Dean in the gun. He's going to throw a quick stop-and-go route to Trevor Kurgis, and he just overthrows him by a half a foot.
Yeah, I think Kurgis kind of fooled him. They worked on that. It's just a little hitch route, and he's supposed to be stepping to the inside, and that's what Kurgis started to do, and that's where Derek Steen threw it. But, then Kurgis kind of backed up a little bit and wasn't able to make the catch. I think it was a pretty good throw by Derek Steen. Boy, he's come a long way in a year. He looks like a very, very confident quarterback right now.
Dean once again in the gun. They're going to look to the sideline here. Trips to the left. Kurgis the lone one wide to the right. Mullins to the left of Dean. And they'll do another counter. Mullins finds the gap patiently, working along the right side, across the 15. Mullins cuts it back in and then bounced out of bounds. Inside the 10-yard line, Manny Mullins, again, another hard run, staying patient behind that line before he found the seam, and then turns it upfield for the first down.
Yeah, he showed great patience, and then a nice, spurt. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, he showed a good burst and turned in another 15-yard gain.
So now inside the 10-yard line, they're going to place it on the 9. So first and goal.
Yeah, Buckeyes doing a good job. Looks like they're signaling in the plays, and
they're going to fake it to Mullins this time. Dean keeps it close to the 5, spun down right around the 5-yard line. trying to catch him off guard that time, and he turns it upfield and picks up a few yards.
Fake the Mullins, keeps everybody honest, especially those linebackers saying, hey, you can't just float a Manny every time. I can pull it and keep it.
They'll give it to Manny.
A lot of room here.
And he can just walk into the end zone. Mullins.
For a Buckeye Central touchdown.
A Buckeye Central touchdown from 5 yards out. Puts Buckeye Central up 26-0. And Mullins now with 2 touchdowns to match Sanderson with 2 touchdowns.
Just great job by the Buckeye Central offensive line, and as I said in the pregame, all 5 of them are returning starters. So it's a veteran group, and boy, are they dominating right now.
Mullins again gets the feed and the 2-point conversion, and it is now a 28-0 game. 9:27 left here in the second quarter. Buckeye Central 28, Crestline nothing. You're listening to the McDonald's W. Cyrus and Gallion Game of the League, along with watching on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
.27 left here in the first half. Buckeye Central routing Crestline now 28-0. Manny Mullins 2 touchdowns, Tyler Sanderson 2 touchdowns, and it's been all Buckeye Central here in the first half. And the only thing that's really stopped them is the 1 fumble, and that was it.
Well, Coach Winland, said, they're going to run this option offense and try to hang on to the ball, and we're seeing why, because defensively they're not very good. And and Buckeye, like I said, I really like their offensive line right now. I mean, they get off on the ball and just really are giving their running, Manny Mullins all kinds of room to run.
Return to the 22 for Crestline. So once again, not great field position for the Bulldogs. And you talk about taking up clock. Yeah, you can take up about 25 seconds in between each play, but when your drives are only lasting 2 minutes each.
Yeah, they need to get first downs, and right now Crestline only has gotten 2.
And the one was on a big 80-yard run.
And so they need first downs. They need to be able to move the ball. And as I said, the key is always first down. And they've not been very good so far on first down. They need to gain 4, 5, 6 yards on first down every time. And Buckeye's done a great job taking away the fullback.
Shade under center. Carter Jones takes the toss, sweeping right side, trying to hold the edges. Martin, he breaks through a tackle to Jones, and then finally knocked out of bounds by Derek Dean, the quarterback, in there to lay the hit. But not before Carter Jones turns it upfield after slipping out of a tackle. J.R. Martin really had some surefire tackles earlier in the game, but he slips right through this one and picks up the first down.
And there's a perfect example. I mean, they got the first down, but that's what they need to do on first down. They need to be successful on first down in this offense. But, the problem is right now is, as and I sound like a broken record almost, but you got to have some success with the fullback, and they've had none.
1st and 10 from the 32. Fake the handoff to Bruce. Shade rolls it, chucks it deep, has a man open, turned around and drops it. Just got turned around down there along the left side was Kevin Snyder. Yeah.
Yeah, he was open. You know, he ran an out and up, and the defensive back bit on the fake. He got caught looking in the backfield a little bit, and Snyder was able to run right by him. He just barely overthrew it and a little wide out of bounds. But look for that play a little later again.
There was something wrong with that play with the routes they ran because they had two guys in the same hole.
So 2nd and 10 from their own 33.
I got to imagine that was an out and up or something that he ran. The other guy should have been closer to that.
Shade under center. 9:08 to play here first half. Buckeye Central leading 28-0. Bruce again off tackle and actually picks up a couple of yards this time as he may have shaken loose of the first tackle, but pulled down at the 36.
You know, and that's his biggest gain, and it's a 2-yard run. They ran it a little wider than they have earlier, but, you know, still not much. That's not what they need on first down. They need 4 yards. They don't need 2 yards. They might have gave him a 3rd yard, and I think it was a gift spot.
Why not, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ball at the 36, 3rd and 7. For the Bulldogs, going in motion, Snyder. They'll fake the toss that way, roll out, throws it to Bruce, and Bruce hit immediately.
Manny Mullins.
Manny Mullins in there on the tackle.
Instantly taken down by Manny.
Right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a pickup of a half a yard. Kind of a slow developing play there for the Bulldogs.
Well, they faked it to Bruce, and then they tried to throw it to him in the flat. And so he faked the toss going the other way, Shade did, and then kind of rolled out. And Manny Mullins did a great job of getting in pursuit from his linebacker spot.
4th and 6. Bowman punts it away, end over end. Tyler Sanderson lets it roll. Is he going to pick it up? He finally picks it up at the 25-yard line. Gives a stiff arm. And now turns it back upfield. Sanderson down the sideline across midfield. One man to beat, another man to beat, and Shady goes right past him, and Sanderson, he can just walk into the end zone.
Tyler Sanderson on the return.
This will be an 85-yard touchdown return, and Tyler Sanderson gets his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Well, he let it roll forever and didn't look like he wasn't even going to pick it up. I guess he was waiting for it to get to the far right side of the field so he could run to the left side of the field. But really poor tackling right there by the Bulldogs. It looked like they had several chances to get him to the ground and missed all the tackles.
And they're going to kick the extra point, which is brought to you by FC Bank, your friendly community bank. It's Dominic Dean. And to attempt the PAT. And it is up and off the upright and no good.
Tom Dean finds the upright.
But Buckeye Central off the back of Tyler Sanderson, 34-0, 7:22 to play here first half. You're listening to the McDonald's Bucyrus and Gallion Game of the Week on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Thank one of our sponsors, Sutton Bank. Earn cash rewards of your choice for doing simple activities with Casasa.
Along with Maumee Bay Church Center, Danner's Towing and Recycling, 24-hour local long distance towing and recovery. First Federal Community Bank, banking local, just got a little easier, and that's tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to these generous sponsors.
Well, you know, the Dean kid for a freshman, he's getting a little leg weary right now. He's done a lot of kicking.
Kevin Snyder fields it at the 15, bobbled it for a second, picks it back up, gets across the 20, but nowhere else to go there. That Buckeye Central special teams in there to make the tackle to the 22. And we'll have
a late
flag.
Brought down by Bryn Jones.
Bryn Jones on the tackle, and maybe taunting here, looks like. A little unsportsmanlike conduct or a late hit of some sort against
as
Buckeye
late as
Central.
As late as it came, oh, he pushed him down. He's saying he pushed him down as he was trying to get up.
Sportsmanlike conduct on the Bucks.
And obviously Coach Jensen right in the face.
Well, I think it might have been his freshman kicker that did it, so I'm not sure, but he seemed to be the one that's being talked to right now. So it's like, you just gotta, you know, he's a freshman. They're gonna make some mistakes, and you know that's one you don't want to make. I mean, it doesn't. First, it's a bad mistake, you know, but in a game when it's 34-0 with 7 minutes to go in the first half, you don't worry about it quite as much. But you don't want it to happen later in the year in a close game.
So we have an injury on the field. And a score update would be Lucas 13 and Clear Fork 7.
That's
So
a real surprise there.
Another update would be Norwalk leading Mansfield Senior 12-7.
And that's a surprise.
Northmore 31, Elgin nothing.
That is not a surprise. But those first two, you know, you know, Lucas is Lucas, and they just retool and seem to do the same thing. But boy, I've heard nothing but teams singing the praises of Clear Fork and in their preseason and the amount of speed they have and just how gifted a team that is. And it sounds like Lucas is doing their thing, ball control and just moving the ball. And then senior high, again, you know, just heard great things about them. And I thought most people were under the impression they would be fine against Norwalk.
This game brought to you in part by the Lewis family McDonald's, the Frank House family at My Floors Kitchen and Baths, Jeff Skinner at Integrity Auto and Truck Sales, along with Ron Hurst at Hurst Body Shop. Also a reminder, don't forget to call in after your game tonight to the Friday night phone board with Davy Jones, 419-562-2222, or toll free at 1-888-843-0024. Davy will be looking for all the scores from around the area for tonight's game over on WQEL. Able to watch this game on the OH Report or our Facebook pages, along on WBCO and WBCO.com. Here's the flip, and it's taken away on the pitch. And this is Elijah Leonard, the freshman.
With the interception and touchdown.
Just takes it away. And now Buckeye Central, the route is on.
Well, they tried to run the option, and it just bounced off the pitchman's chest. No, that's 60. Is that 61? Yeah, I was going to say.
Eichholtz, actually.
Yeah, because 81 weighs 111 pounds, and there was no way that guy weighs 111 pounds. But it's hard to see the 6 and the 8. But
It is, yeah.
So there's a defensive lineman's dream that the ball bounced right to him and he was off to the races.
Would that be a fumble or an interception return?
I think it's a fumble recovery because it bounced off the guy's chest.
And once again, we'll have the extra point brought to you by FC Bank, your friendly community bank. Dominic Dean, it is up and no good, wide to the right.
Ball got tipped a little bit and then headed right. That's about the only negative we got for the Bucks is they're struggling with the extra point right now.
So it is 40-0, Buckeye Central on top. 7:05 to play here first half. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Lender, Craftsman, Dog Dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Central 40, Crestline nothing, 7:05 left here first half. Max Eicholtz with the fumble return, 37 yards. And Snyder takes it upfield for Crestline, finds a little bit of a seam and breaks a tackle up across the 25 to the 27. Your Crestline here, you're down 40. I mean, nothing is going your way, obviously, besides one fumble recovery, but your Coach Winland, obviously your crew is very slim, and obviously your motivation right now is very low as well. We talked about this with Buckeye Central a few years ago, with the way things were going for them, and now they're on the other end of it.
Well, I'm sure Coach Winland's just trying to stay as positive as he can with the kids and keep their heads up and just get them to keep playing, and just keep trying, and let's see if we can get a few first downs and then go from there. But anything to just get some positives.
Shade under center. They'll send Jones in motion. They'll toss it that way off the fake handoff, but it'll be a false start against the Bulldogs. Another penalty.
Third penalty for 15 yards. And again, this is what we talk about first down. Now puts them behind that 8 ball a little bit. Or some people say behind the chains. And, looked like they had a little room. They were going to run a little counter option. Fake going one way and then coming back outside on the option. Looked like they had a little space. But unfortunately, someone left a little early.
So 6:57 left first half, 40-0. Crestline trailing Buckeye Central with the football at their own 24-yard line, 1st and 15. Shade sending Jones in motion again. They'll do the exact same play on the option and nowhere to go. Once again, there's Heath Jensen, and Martin also in there to clean it up.
Brings the ball carrier down, sure.
That was just a straight speed option that teams like to run, and they're trying to get Jones out on the perimeter.
Play.
Yeah, and ended up losing a yard. And Jones has been pretty good about being able. He's the one that broke the 79-yard run earlier, and so they're trying to get him on the perimeter, maybe use some of that speed. But sound defense by Jensen being in the right place, and a good tackle.
2nd down and 16 from the 23. Shade under center, Bruce behind him. They'll send Snyder in motion, and way too far out. They toss it that way. It's on the ground, I believe.
Crestline
falls on top of it.
Well, it looks like
I believe it was Carter Coge in there.
I think Shade may have turned the wrong way, because I think it was supposed to be just a quick pitch out there, and he turned the wrong way.
It was a little
spun all the way
far
around, and really had a long way to pitch. It probably would have been better off just taking off and running the way that the ball was supposed to go, and almost disastrous there.
So 3rd and 17 for the Bulldogs. From the 22, trailing by 40. 5:25 to play first half. Send 2 split out wide to the right. Shade under center. Trevor Shade takes the snap, rolls towards the right. He's going to look long, nobody there, and then just dumps it down low, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Derek McCoon.
Bring out 4th and long.
And over and up 4th down.
Shade just doesn't have, he's a young kid, and he just doesn't have a real, well, he's a senior. I thought, he's only a junior. But he doesn't have very strong arms, so he really has to look into the flat to throw the ball, and especially on that where you're 4th and 17, he wasn't going to throw the ball far enough down the field to get them a first down, I don't think.
So 4th and 17. Crestline to punt. Flag flies. Illegal motion, I'm assuming. Punt fielded at the 45 and fair caught for by Tyler Sanderson at the 45.
Way Sanderson returned the last one. They're probably glad he fair caught it.
And they will decline it.
I would imagine they'll just decline it.
Yeah. Jensen already gave the signal.
This might be the last time we see the Buckeye Central starting offense on the field, unless they get the ball back another time. I'm not sure Coach Jensen will play any of these guys in the second half. Maybe one series possibly, but if they score here, it may be it for them.
So Buckeye Central with the ball at their own 47, and in the way they've scored here in the first half, they could have 2 more possessions.
Well, it's so hard because, you know, Coach Jensen and their offensive staff probably want to work on some things because they are going to this empty set and things a lot.
There goes Mullins again, and he's dragged down from behind as he crosses into Crestline territory to the 37-yard line. Goes Manny Mullins, and it's another 10 yards before Mullins is even touched.
Well, he's got 86 yards on 6 carries, and you know, the thing is, like I was trying to say, is that there's probably some things he'd like to work on, especially in their passing game. But you know, it's 40-0 with 4 minutes to go in a half, and so you don't want to rub it in. So you don't want to work, you don't want to throw the ball, but you know, they got big games coming up, and they would like to probably go, you know, win all their non-league games before they get into the N10.
4:30 left to play first half. Dean in the gun, trips to the right. He'll throw that way towards the right and cutting it upfield for the Bucks up to the 25-yard line is Heath Jensen making the catch.
For a Buckeye Central first down.
So another first down for the Bucks. 1st and 10 now from the 25. And, you know, we talk about this. We've talked about Bucyrus and Bayless trying to take the short routes. We talked about Dean in the past trying to take the short routes. Just give what the defense, or take what the defense gives you instead of chucking it down deep every play. And you take these short passes, which another one comes here, out to J.R. Martin, who turns it upfield, spins around, bowling through defenders again, and spun down at the 15 is J.R. Martin. You take what the defense gives you, and I mean, you mentioned it earlier. A 5-yard swing pass turns into an 80-yard touchdown.
Well, again, he's 6 for 7 for 135 yards, but it's also scheme. They've not run any plays yet where they had guys just heading out deep. They've thrown, you know, some screens. They've thrown bubble screens. The time before he threw to Jensen, he threw a what we call a knife screen, you know, or jailbreak screen for some people. That, you know, he's throwing a slant. There again, he threw another bubble screen, and again, you know, and those passes are not as easy to throw as some people think, because what he's doing right now is he's doing a great job on those bubble screens of hitting those guys in stride and letting them run, and so they don't have to wait for the ball or anything. They just catch it and full steam ahead.
This Monday, Davy Jones hosts Coach's Corner West from the Pizza Hut in Bucyrus. Davy talks to players and coaches involved with all the fall sports from Bucyrus, Wentford, and Buckeye Central High Schools. Be sure and check out the WQEL Facebook page for all 3 of our show segments. And Mike Sparks brings you Coach's Corner East from the Pizza Hut in Gallion Wednesday nights. Players and coaches from Gallion, Crestline, and Colonel Crawford High Schools discuss last week's games and next Friday's matchups. Be sure and check out the WQEL Facebook page for all 3 of our show segments. 40-0, Buckeye Central leading. 3:22 left here first half, and a 2nd and 1 from the Crestline 16-yard line. It'll be Dean handing off to Mullins, and Mullins hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss by Wyatt Cheney.
Yeah, big play there. Cheney did an outstanding job of getting up the field and meeting Manny Mullins for his only loss of the night.
Really the first time that they've even touched him at the line of scrimmage or past it, I should say.
Oh, yeah. He's been into the linebacker level every time before he even gets close to being touched, and that time, no room at all. Well, it's a good down. He's going to have to throw the ball, or, oh, no, he's going to keep it.
Going to keep it up to the 20, and a hold-on tackle this time. Dragged down by the jersey by Carter Coach.
Pretty good fake by Derek Steen, but, you know, a better play by the defense, and so they're going to go for it. And, you know, this is, I think, a big play. I know that sounds crazy in a 40-0 game, but it's 4th and 5, and he needs to complete a pass here. So let's see what they do. No, just give it to Manny instead.
Mullins into that middle interior defense across the 15. Pulled down at the 13.
Mullins fights through tackles. Good enough for another Buckeye Central.
And that is a first down for the Bucks.
9-yard gain, just running off tackle, running their power off tackle, and again that right side of their offensive line doing a great job. You know, that time it was Landon Sherwood and Brent Jones, the guard and the tackle, and I don't know if they had a tight end. No, they didn't have a tight end that time. They were still spread out, but those guys did a great job of sealing things and let Manny get around the corner for a first down.
1:33
game
left in the first half. Kurgis takes the catch, turns it upfield, slips through a tackle down the sideline and into the end zone for another Buckeye Central touchdown.
For a Buckeye Central touchdown.
And it's 46-0. Buckeye Central on top. 1:25 to play now, first half. And they'll come in for the extra point.
You know, I want to say this because I think it's important. You know, I know that they're now up 46-0, and he threw a pass to go up 46-0, but he's not running up. You got to be able to work on some stuff. It's the first game of the season, and you know they're running some new things and doing some new things, and you got to be able to run some stuff.
This extra point brought to you by FC Bank, your friendly community bank. And Dominic Dean knocks it through. It is now 47-0. Buckeye Central on top. 1:25 to play first half. You're listening to the McDonald's of Bucyrus and Gallion Game of the Week on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report. 1:25 left to play first half. Buckeye Central leading 47-0. Trevor Kurgis, a 12-yard touchdown catch to put the Bucks up. I mean, you keep saying big, and now it's 47-0. Dominic Dean, kickoff, fielded at the 22, taking up the left side. I believe that's Kevin Snyder down there, and he maybe picks up a couple of yards before being knocked out of bounds. So 47-0, 1:20 to go, and now Crestline with the football for what could be the last possession of the first half. And
well, I
this is
doubt
a chance for a momentum builder at least to go into halftime, like we've talked about. I mean, right now it's going to start out with a running clock, but maybe you set that goal to say, hey, look, we don't want a running clock in the second half.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So we want to keep playing and get some guys some experience. And
well,
they did have a couple of key stops in that last drive, although Buckeye Central ends it with a touchdown, but they had a couple of big plays there as well. So
yeah, you know, so they're showing fight. They keep battling away. Here to be, you know, let's get a first down. And carry some momentum in the second half because they get the ball first, and let's see if we can just get a first down.
Carter Jones knocked down hard right at the 30-yard line. Landon Sherwood
brings the Crestline ball carrier down after a gain of.
hit him hard right at the 31.
A real good tackle. Gain of 2, running the sweep again. And, but Carter Jones showed, he ran hard. You can't get that kind of a hit against a kid who's not running hard. So great tackle, but, on a hard run. Gain of 2, gain of 3, almost 3. So let's see if they can try to continue this drive at least.
Under 40 seconds to play now here in the first half. Buckeye Central leading 47-0. Shade under center, 2nd and 7. They'll feed it. No, they'll fake it to Bruce, and Shade is taken down right around the line of scrimmage, and a flag comes in late from the back judge. I believe we're going to have a face mask here.
It's face mask. And it's a personal foul, so it's a first down. It's a 15-yarder.
Did kind of come down awkwardly. You could kind of see maybe it was a face mask. So a personal foul, 15-yard variety. So Crestline's going to pick up the first down via the penalty from the Bucks.
So the ref signaled personal foul face mask. So in high school, do we still have 5-yard face masks penalties?
I
don't. Otherwise, I don't know why he would signal personal foul face mask. So if they do, it's stupid. They need to get rid of it. Everyone else has. So let's get rid of the 5-yard face mask.
They're gonna.
Oh, might have fumbled.
Yeah, they're gonna fumble this one on the snap. They snap it with 1 second to go in the half. Doesn't matter who recovers because that's the end of the first half. Buckeye Central came right out of the gates with an opening kickoff touchdown, and they haven't looked back. They lead it 47-0 at the half. Stay tuned for the Ohio News Network halftime show here on WBCO and watch the band halftime performance on the OH Report. 47-0 here at the half. We'll be back.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
70s when heavy metal was first introduced. Long hair, loud guitars, and face paint was a normality for this rock and roll group. This song originally released in 1975 and has been their signature song since 1976. In 2008, it was labeled the 16th greatest hard rock song of all time by VH1. Introducing by the band Kiss, Rock and Roll All Night. Forward to the 90s when grunge rock took over popularity. This song by the band Nirvana was the band's biggest hit and became popular around the world. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame listed it as one of the songs that shaped rock and roll. Rolling Stone magazine ranked this song 5th on its list of the 500 greatest rock and roll songs of all time. Introducing Smells Like Teen Spirit.
in that non-traditional league. Delaware, Marion School,
Thank you so much for listening and watching the Crestline High School Marching Band. Be sure to check out Crestline Music Boosters Facebook page to see what fundraising events we have coming up and other shows we are performing. See you next time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Buckeye Central High School is proud to present the 2022 Buckeye Central Marching Show Band. Under the direction of Mrs. Carla Neese, Assistant Director Mr. David Bourne, and Major Advisor Miss Diana Swartz. Tonight, the Buckeye Central Marching Show Band will feature music of the one and only Taylor Swift. We don't know about you, but we're feeling 22. Don't get bogged down, Buckeye fans. Just shake it off. outstanding support. We close tonight with one of Taylor Swift's earliest hits. Here is You Belong With Me.
Georgia! Hey, Georgia!
Back here on WBCO, WBCO.com, and the OH Report. Jared Moore alongside Tim Byrie here from Buckeye Central High School. And Buckeye Central leads 47-0 here at the half on top of Crestline. And Tim, I don't think anything went the way of Crestline in that first half except for that 79-yard run by Jones. The fumble recovery from Trevor Kurgis. He was the one that fumbled it. And then Crestline recovered. But other than that, it's been all Buckeye Central straight from the get-go. Manny Mullins, 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And other than that, there's been nothing going the way of the Crestline Bulldogs. But credit to Buckeye Central. I mean, they've taken advantage of what they can. They've taken what the defense gives them and turned those into quite a few points. As we're going to start out the second half with a running clock. But it's just been all Buckeye Central in that first half.
Well, I mean, yeah, you look at it, and statistic-wise, it's fairly close. I mean, you know, and I'm not sure my statistics are perfect, but they're close.
They're close, I'm sure.
So, you know, but I got Buckeye with 6 first downs, Crestline with 5. You know, running the ball, you know, Manny Mullins done a great job, but he hasn't run it much because he's had some long runs, but they've run the ball 10 times. Buckeye has for 94 yards. Crestline's run it 25 times, but for 97 yards. But one of them was a 79-yard run. You know, but then throwing it is where it really gets a big difference. You know, Crestline is 1 for 5 and for just 7 yards. And so Trevor Shade has not had much luck at throwing it, but on the other hand, you know, Derek Steen has done a great job and throwing a ball. So he is 7 for 8 for 147 yards and 3 touchdowns. You know, but again, so things are for each team's turned it over one time. Each team has Buckeye has 2 penalties for 30 yards. Crestline has 3 for 15. But then you talked about the opening kickoff. They've also returned a punt for a touchdown, and they've returned a fumble for a touchdown. So they've gotten, you know, 2 special team scores and a defensive score. But it's just been a dominating performance for the, you know, Buckeye Central Bucks. And, you know, again, for Crestline, what they wanted to do and Coach Windler wanted to do was hold on to the ball, have some long drives. They haven't been able to do that. They've had 1 long run, and with the you take that away, they've had 21 yards of offense. After that 1 yard, you know, they've had they've had 5 first downs, 2 of them by penalties. And so, yeah, just if it could go wrong really in this first half, it has. And it'll be interesting to see what goes on in the second half. Again, you know, Coach Jensen, it's first game of the season, so you want to play some kids. You don't want to play your starters and get them ready for the next game, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to run up the score. Coach Jensen taught and coached at Crestline for a while, and so he's got a good relationship with these people, and so he doesn't want to, you know, run the score up. But I'm sure he would like to play some of his starters, maybe at least a series here. I don't know if he will. You know, the clock's going to be running, so it will be an opportunity to get some young kids some playing time and some varsity experience, which you also want to do because you never know when injuries start to happen. I think their quarterback, their backup quarterback is a freshman, and so he'll be able to get some snaps and get just some plays in a varsity game in case Derek Steen ever does go down and or needs a break or whatever it might be, and he has to come in and spell him. So, you know, you want to do those things, but yeah, it's just a fine line between how you're going to do this.
So 47-0 our score here at the half. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have some more first half thoughts and look forward to the second half as well. You're listening to high school football here on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Lender, Craftsman, Dog Dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Getting ready for the second half here at Buckeye Central High School. Buckeye Central and the Bucks leading Crestline 47-0 here at halftime. We'll go ahead and give you those drive results, and that first one was not even a drive. Buckeye Central takes the opening kickoff, 80 yards for Manny Mullins. Crestline would then turn it over on downs. And then with 8:37 left in the first quarter, with a 25-yard touchdown catch from to Tyler Sanderson from Derrick's Dean. After a couple of back-and-forth possessions, a fumble in there from Buckeye Central, it would be 20-0 after a 64-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Sanderson, and that would wrap things up in the first quarter. But then to start the second quarter, Mullins with a 5-yard touchdown run to make it 28-0. And then Crestline would punt it away to Tyler Sanderson, and he would take it 85 yards to the house to make it 36-0. Max Eicholtz with a 37-yard fumble return for a touchdown to make it 40-0. And to top things off in that first half, Trevor Kurgis with a 12-yard touchdown catch to make it 47-0. So all Buckeye Central in the first half. And Tim, it will be Crestline's football here to start the second half. And what do you see them doing to at least get a little momentum here? I mean, obviously, it's going to be a running clock. You're down 47-0, but what can they take out of that halftime speech from Coach Winland and turn that here into positive moments?
Well, you know, it's just start out, get a few first downs. And you know, the biggest thing, you know, I don't know if there's an adjustment he can make or whatever, if it's more just Buckeye is just too physical with their inside defenders. Their two defensive tackles, but they got to be able to run the ball with the fullback on first down. And, you know, they weren't able to do anything. I mean, Jake Bruce ran the ball 6 times for 5 yards in the first half. And I'm sure that's a big thing in their offense that they want to do is establish a fullback run. But when you can't do that, you got to go to plan B. And, you know, so they broke one long one on a sweep and you know, but other than that one run, they've had a little success going wide, but not much. So they just want to get some first downs and try to, you know, whatever it is, depending on how much Buckeyes, you know, try to win the second half. I don't care who you're playing against. You know, try to have some success. Try to move the ball. You got to do some things so when you're watching film next week, there's some positives. And right now, not many. One long run, and they recovered a fumble. But other than that, you know, there hasn't been a lot of positives. So hopefully they can come up with some positives in this second half.
This game brought to you in part by Jeff Skinner at Integrity Auto and Truck Sales, Ron Hurst at Hurst Body Shop, John Gobrick at Pisanello's Pizza, Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center, Ken Stamper at Lulu's Kitchen, and Tabitha Smith at Waycraft Industries. As we're set to kick off here in the second half, and kind of a little pooch kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. And Crestline will take over at the 35-yard line, or around there. I don't think they're going to make them re-kick. Tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors. First Federal Community Bank, banking local just got a little easier. Danner's Towing and Recycling, 24-hour local or long-distance towing and recovery. Maumee Bay Turf Center and Sutton Bank earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Casasa.
I have to remember that.
Casasa?
Yeah, Casasa. I was a little weak on that first commercial.
Reminder, after tonight's game, we'll have the McDonald's Players of the Game, Spitzer Motors Game Changer, so stay tuned for those as well. And then call in after your game tonight to the Friday night phone board. Carter Jones takes the first play of the second half, a toss play, and he loses 3 yards back to the 37-yard line. They're going to start this possession at the 40 and then go backwards to the 37.
You know, once again, very good play on the perimeter by Heath Jensen, and he's done a really good job of making plays on that sweep.
Yeah, Heath Jensen, J.R. Martin, they both played very well. Along with, a lot of the younger players have stepped up, and they've gotten some playing time here tonight.
He's got the starting defense on the field, so he may have given each of them, the offense and the defense, one series, and then we'll get some subs in here.
47-0. Trevor Shade, he's going to throw off his back foot and make the wrong decision. This is J.R. Martin down the sideline, still running, cuts it back inside, reverses his field all the way across the left side and into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeye Central. It's J.R. Martin.
Touchdown. That is a garbage flag. It was at the play.
A 55-yard touchdown return, and we'll see there is a flag on the play.
I think it's after he scored.
No, it's going to be.
So see the officials call.
That was right at the play.
For now, it's a 55-yard touchdown interception return.
Big John was lead blocking.
And they're going to bring it all the way back. They're going to bring it back. So take the points off the board.
That was a garbage call.
For Buckeye Central.
Yeah.
So the score remains 47-0. That flag came in late.
Yeah, very.
Hey.
Did we ever even have an official call?
Yeah, I think he called a legal block in the back.
Yeah, so legal block in the back. Take the points off the board. 9:44 left here in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers set wide to the right, and they're going to hand it off and fumble it. Kind of a miscommunication in the backfield there between Mullins and Dean, and I believe Mullins was able to fall back on top of it.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to pull the ball, and then he was trying to give the ball, and I don't know if they were trying to read what was going on or what, but.
And now Isaac Heiler in there at running back.
Not very smooth.
Mullins is actually standing on the sideline. So that was Isaac Heiler. He's getting some playing time. The junior. 5'9", 180-pound, running back and linebacker to the left of Deed. He'll take the handoff off the right side and spun down. A nice play there by Jake Bruce, able to drag him down at the line of scrimmage. Right at the 21.
There, Crestline bending their necks back a little bit, making 2 plays in a row. So we're 3rd and 11. And again, you hate to say this, but he's got to throw the ball.
8:25 to play, third quarter, 3rd and 11 here.
You know, some people would say, why is he throwing it up 47-0? But, you know, it's 3rd and 11, so you got to throw it.
Alex out there, receiver.
So in the gun, Heiler to the right.
And if they throw one of these quick passes, no, he handed it off.
Isaac Heiler stays patient, bounces it outside, and then cut down at the 20. Kevin Snyder in there on the tackle for Crestline. And maybe a pickup of 2 that time. And 4th down and 9.
Well, and you know, I'll give Coach Jensen credit. You know, he ran the ball again. He could have thrown that bubble screen with the way Crestline's lined up to the trips. He could have threw the bubble screen probably for a touchdown again.
And as we mentioned, the running clock. Under 8 to play now here in the third quarter.
Getting the play in right now.
10 seconds on the play clock. Dean in the gun, 2 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. Heiler to the left. Dean back to pass, steps up in the pocket, rolling towards the left
touchdown.
now. Lobs it into the corner, caught, touchdown.
Dean's pass complete to
That would be the freshman, Alec Phillips.
Touchdown.
Make it 53-0 Buckeye Central. They may not have gotten the interception return for the touchdown, but they do turn it into points. And wide open, you mentioned it. Dean just found him right in the back of the end zone.
Well, it was a little bit of a scramble drill, and Phillips was short, and Dean waved at him to go deep, and he just ran right by. Phillips ran right by the DB, and nice delivery by Dean for a touchdown. He's really come a long way as his quarterback. I love the way he's playing tonight.
This extra point brought to you by FC Bank, your friendly community bank, and Dominic Dean will miss the extra point.
Extra point is wide.
But 53-0, Alec Phillips, his first career touchdown, the 19-yard catch. 7:10 to go here, third quarter. Buckeye Central 53, Crestline 0. We'll be right back. Tim Byrie here on WBCO and WBCO.com, along with watching live online on the OH Report. 7:06 to go here in the third quarter. Now the clock running. 53-0. Buckeye Central in complete control. Dominic Dean kicks it off. And Snyder lets it bounce back inside the 10, picks it up, tries to run with it, going nowhere. Dropped at the 14-yard line is Kevin Snyder, and that's where Crestline will take over after the 19-yard touchdown catch by Alec Phillips, his first career touchdown.
Landon Sherwood on the tackle for the Bucks. Crestline will start this drive at their own 15-yard line.
Beginning September 8th, tune in on Thursday nights at 6:05 and listen in for the Ryan Day Collins Show. Get the thoughts and opinions from the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes as Ohio State prepares for their first game with Notre Dame on Saturday, September 3rd from the Shoe in Columbus, Ohio.
Coach Day's thoughts and opinions are we can't lose.
I mean,
he has said that many times.
I think they're up to 14-point favorites as Carter Jones takes the flip from Shade, and he'll be dropped for a loss. Heath Jensen on the tackle.
They tried to run the option, and you can tell, you know, they have a lot of work to do on this. Very poor spacing on the option. Quarterback Shade went way too deep. He's got to be attacking the line of scrimmage on the option, and then, you know, again, not great spacing for Jones when he pitched it. So therefore, the same guy can cover both the quarterback and the pitch man when there's not a lot of space between the two of them.
So under 6 to play. 53-0. Shade rolls out towards the left here on second down and just chucks it out of bounds.
Good decision there by Shade. Didn't have anyone open, and instead of taking a sack, he just threw the ball out of bounds. They tried to roll him to the left. He didn't do a very good job of getting his shoulders around, but he sprinted out really well, so he did get out on the perimeter a little bit. But Buckeye Central was able to chase him down and get him to throw the ball out of bounds.
This game brought to you by Ryan Concert at Pete's Cafe in New Washington, Mike Kleinine at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Alexa Kamenik at Arc Realty, and Steve Reinhardt and Donovan Scott at the Scott Reinhardt Seed Company. Third down and 11 here for Crestline. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go here, third quarter. Crestline trailing by 53 points. They'll hand it to Bruce, and Bruce once again I mean, what his biggest pickup's been 3 yards, and he's stuffed again.
Well, that time Dominic Dean blitzed and came through untouched. He was able to make the play right at the line of scrimmage. So Jake Bruce has another carry where he doesn't gain any yards. So he's now 7 carries, only 5 yards. So just averaging less than a yard a carry. And in this offense, that's just a lot of trouble. Spells a lot of trouble.
And Crestline's going to take a timeout. Let's go ahead and take one as well. 53-0. Buckeye Central on top. 4:05 to play third quarter. We'll be right back.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com.
Along with the OH report. 4 minutes to play, 53-0 Buckeye Central on top. Crestline's going to punt it away, almost blocked. And I believe Tyler Sanderson back there to return is just going to let this fall in front, and it drops right around midfield. Right on the other side on Buckeye Central's own
pretty good
49 and 3/4 yard
good
line.
Kick that time.
Yeah, the best of the night.
Kind of took his time a little bit to get it off. Almost got it blocked, but he's using that rugby style kick, but that time he kind of rolled out, stopped dead, and then kicked it. Instead of rugby style, I guess they kick it on the run.
The Cleveland Guardians continue to be in the playoff hunt as they as they entertain the Chicago White Sox this weekend at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Pre-game time Saturday evening will be 6:10 on your home for Guardians baseball. Iconic Rock Q92.7. They trail in the bottom of the fifth 2-0 right now to the White Sox. So 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play here in our game. Buckeye Central leading Crestline 53-0.
A few more subs in there. Looks like he's got all the JVs in there, JV offense. So this could be, like I said, I'm really interested in watching Jack Phillips play quarterback. He's got a nice arm, good athlete, got pretty good size for a freshman. He looks like he'll be a good one too. So quarterback position of Buckeye Central is in good hands for the next few years between Derek Dean and young Mr. Phillips.
It'll be Heiler this time across the 45 in the Crestline territory.
They're getting loose a little bit, kind of running that little counter play, and they get a chance for a first down here. I'm sure it'll be interesting to see what he will do on fourth down with this kind of lead, if he's going to go ahead and just go for it, which I would, but or punt it. But again, one of those big dilemmas. So you're 3rd and 4. You got a freshman quarterback in. You got your JVs in. So I like to, whatever I would do if it wasn't 50-0 or whatever it is, 53-0. Tried to run the same play again, and this time lost a couple yards.
Yeah, back to the 46-yard line. We're up 4th down and about 6 yards.
Yeah, they're trying to do is run that little counter, so he takes the running back's on the right side, takes it to the left, takes 2 steps, and then cuts back to the left behind the pullers. And that time they didn't time it up very well.
A minute 35 left here, third quarter. Crestline trailing 53-0 to Buckeye Central. The Bucks with the ball in the gun, rolling towards the left now. They'll throw across his body. The catch is made, and the turn upfield gets a first down. For Gabe Bellamy, another freshman getting in on the action. A 5'7", 130-pound receiver makes the catch for the first down.
Very athletic throw. He threw it across his body, something you don't usually teach. or want to do, but he made a good throw, and the freshman combo connect for a first down.
What number is this, Randy?
45 seconds now on the clock and 15 seconds on the play clock. Will probably be the final play here of the third quarter. They're going to line up in the shotgun again. 3 wide receivers set to the right. They'll fake the handoff. Now run it inside, actually. Down close to the 30-yard line. Isaac Kyler takes the feed from Jack Phillips and rolls ahead for a gain of 8 yards. Second down and 2. That's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Buckeye Central leading Crestline 53-0. You're listening to high school football on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Get underway. Buckeye Central on top by that 53-0 score. Crestline's going to start out with the football and that running clock. Tim, you are a big fan of that running clock, aren't you?
Well, you know, yeah, because what good would it be to not be running the clock in this game, for example?
As we have a couple yards on the run by Isaac Kyler. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Third down and 2.
You know, I mean, yeah.
But you get playing. The thing is, though, you get playing time for the younger guys, but then that takes away some of their time as well.
But they're still getting plenty of time here, and they're going to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to play again tomorrow. So, well, maybe, I don't know. I doubt if Crestline has a JV
Crestline,
team.
yeah. But Buckeye Central should be playing.
But Buckeye Central may have scheduled somebody so they can have a JV game. But okay. So yeah, so they get to play tomorrow still.
A fumble on the snap and recovered by Crestline.
Yep. Not a good mesh there.
Their second turnover of the game for the Bucks. And they're going to bring out a lot of that first-team defense here. Manny Mullins back out there defensively. Trevor Kurgis, Dominic Dean, Jensen, Martin out there as well. So bringing those starters in defensively. 10 minutes, 50 seconds to play.
I think they only play, you know, the running clock.
They don't, yeah.
Coming to think of the running clock, you know, the only downside would be if you're at like, you know, a D1 school, you know, that has like 90 guys.
Yeah.
Then you have trouble getting them all in.
Nice crowd on hand here this opening week of high school football. Last night over on WQEL and the OH Report, we had Tiffin Calvert beating Mohawk 26-9. Are you surprised by that score?
Yeah, well, you know, I was watching the first half and I thought, you know, Mohawk was doing a pretty good job of controlling the game, and they had 3-0 lead at the half. Is that what it was? Did they make the field goal?
3-0 at the half.
Yeah.
Mohawk, yeah, had the
and
lead.
then, you know, I didn't watch the rest of the stream. I went to bed. I'm an old guy. Then all of a sudden I see the final score. It's like, holy smokes. Calvert really took it to him in the second half. It's amazing how many good players they must have in Tiffin, because I know Columbian's got a nice team again this year as well.
Yeah, they were playing tonight. As Carter Jones takes the counter feed inside, up over the 40-yard line to the 41. That was 1st and 5, so there was a penalty on the play before. And then
Interesting
up 2nd
play
and
there.
4.
You know, they tossed the ball. I've never seen that. They ran a kind of counter play, but he tossed the ball and then ran inside. And I've never seen that. It's kind of interesting play.
Isn't that a forward pass there, Tim? Your favorite?
No, I don't think they'd account as. I think he threw it in front. Well, yeah, no, I guess he did. I'm counting it as a run. I got news for you. It's already written.
The official stats say
Of course, Trevor
otherwise.
Shade is probably hoping for completion because that's only his second one of the game.
Shade under center. Hands it off inside. Jake Bruce, maybe his best run of the night. Close to a 1st down to bring up 3rd down and short, but as he's rolled down at the 43.
And here comes some more subs. So we're slow but sure. Sometimes this is an easier way to do it when you're getting your
Bring
subs
in 1 or 2 at a time.
instead of trying to get the whole defense together, the JV defense or whatever you want to call it, especially the first week of the season.
3rd down and 1. Shade goes under center again. They'll fake the handoff. He rolls
Got
outside, a little bit of room. Can they contain the edge? It's Jensen and Martin, or not Martin, excuse me, and now a penalty flag flies in late. It was Gabe Bellamy in there to clean up the tackle.
And now they're calling it a late hit, and that's not a very good call, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd say looking at the replay there, you saw it on the OH report.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Maybe it's more of an unsportsmanlike
Maybe
conduct.
called unsportsmanlike for taunting a little bit or something.
Yeah, here's the replay.
But
As
yeah,
can
you know,
see,
he's got
I mean,
the
he
sweep.
gets-
He's really close. He comes in.
I mean,
You know, I don't know. You can't
it's
really see
close.
where the sideline is, and he didn't throw it. He threw it kind of late.
he kind of got in his face a little bit there at the
You know,
end, so I think it's more of the
yeah.
taunting
I think-
penalty. So
I think he got it called more for that than he did for the hit out of bounds.
that brings the ball all the way up to Buckeye Central territory to the 39. 7 minutes to play, a 1st down and 10. Buckeye Central leading 53-0 on top of Crestline.
Crestline's 6th first down of the game. 3 of them have been on penalties.
Carter Jones goes in motion. They sweep it that way on the toss. Right side, Jones turns on the Jets, finds the seam, and
Good run
skips
there.
across the 1st down marker. To the 28-yard line goes Carter Jones, and a nice job of kind of hitting that gap and really turning on the Jets.
Well, he's got 99 yards rushing right now, so he can go over 100. Of course, he's gotten
the 180 yard. I mean, it's
he's got
kind of
90,
a weird average.
He's got
there.
91 of them on two carries, and he's gained 8 yards on the other 7. But at least it shows he can be explosive.
So 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Shade under center. Receiver split out to the left. They'll feed it inside. Now they'll fake the handoff. Shade takes it right up the middle of the field. Up the seam, up over the 15-yard line, and now being pushed back as he gets to the 13. Does Trevor Shade, and a nice run there inside by Trevor Shade.
Yeah, good
So
fake.
Crestline now in the red zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, there were 2 guys that took Jake Bruce down about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, he didn't have the ball. So good fake by Trevor Shade. And now let's be good for Crestline if they can finish this drive and get it into the end zone.
Looks like the ball's at about
5 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Crestline trailing 53-0, but now 14 yards away from pay dirt. Jones goes in motion. He gets the toss again, cuts it inside, down the sideline. Jones fighting for more yards. Inside the 5 goes Carter Jones, down to the 4. So another 1st down here for Crestline. It'll be 1st and goal. I believe, nope, 2nd and short. So about 2nd and about a yard.
I hope they get the 1st down, or I'm going to have to cross out my line. I already gave him a 1st down.
I apologize for that mistake, Tim.
That happens. Even though this is your second game this year already.
It is.
My first.
I'm tired, though. Back-to-back nights. And then an early wake-up call for work. Jones again takes the toss, goes close to the goal line, and he's just short.
But he did get the first down.
He did get the first down inside the 1 yard line, maybe at the half-foot yard line is Carter Jones, and that play's been working for him so far on this drive.
So they're running it into the short side, and so he must, Coach Winland must be a little more comfortable with the right side of his offensive line than the left side, because he's really going right, even though there's not quite as much room, but it's being successful right now.
Under 4 minutes to play now in the game. Buckeye Central with that 53-point advantage. Crestline, first and goal from the 1. Trevor Shade takes it himself.
Did he dive
the
in?
knee down? Did he get in? He did. Trevor Shade gets into the end zone for the touchdown, and Crestline is on the board.
Good drive by Crestline. Nice drive. 3 first downs, and we're able to run the ball and have a little more success against the second group of Buckeye Central as they sub the rest of them in. And, certainly I'm sure Buckeye's defense wanted to get the first shutout, but at the same time, you want these young guys to get to play. So
nice drive there by Crestline.
Yeah, very good. Give them a little momentum maybe going into game 2. I don't know who they got next week.
Yep, I have it up right here as Crestline going for 2. Jones takes the toss. Jones trying to get the edge, dives and scores for the 2-point conversion. Carter Jones gets the 2-point conversion. Crestline on the board. It's 53-8. 3:34 to play. We'll be right back.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
From Buckeye Central, and the Buckeye Central Bucks set to receive the kickoff. What are we doing there?
Well,
backwards?
you can tell there's a lot of subs in trying to figure. Well, actually, there's no, and these are the starting kickoff team and return team for Buckeye Central. But they lined up backwards. Both teams, they were going to kick it the wrong way. I wonder what happens if they allow them to kick it the wrong way. How do you spot it? Do you just re-kick it, or do you? I've never seen that happen in a game in all my years, so I don't know.
Shows how much they're paying attention over on the bench, eh?
Yeah. Who's Buckeye Central got next? They got Northmore next week?
Crestline has North Baltimore.
Crestline has North Baltimore. Oh, that's one of my places. My many.
What? How many places did you coach at?
A lot.
35, 40?
Oh, no. that whole thing is very much over-exaggerated. But, yeah, I think, well, let's see.
Buckeye Central plays Fremont St. Joseph, by the way, next week.
Okay. Who's Crestline at?
North Baltimore.
They're North Baltimore, you said, right? Okay. Well, let's see. During the timeout, while the commercials are on, I can figure out how many places I've been.
Well, let's keep it right here. Let's count them. I'll go ahead. I got a couple things I need to read off anyway. So, this game brought to you in part by Steve Reinhardt and Donovan Scott at the Scott Reinhardt Seed Company, Ted Coder at Monarch Body Shop, Virgil Jennings at McGuire Wholesale, Liberty Steel, Blythe Friedley and Todd McDougall at Friedley Insurance, and Brad Murda W at First Federal Community Bank. Don't forget about the Bucyrus Bratwurst Festival happening this weekend in downtown Bucyrus. For a list of events, click BucyrusBratwurstFestival.com.
Well, I coached at 12, well, really 11, because I coached at Fredericktown twice. I made a return appearance there.
But your most successful stop was where?
Record-wise, basketball-wise, was, well, St. Peter's and Bishop Hartley. I was at those places 7 years, won 6 district titles, and only lost 20 games in 7 years.
Stop for a loss. Here's Buckeye Central back to the 38-yard line. And that will be Caden Jarvis, another freshman getting some action, the 5'11 freshman. 53-8 our score. Buckeye Central leading Crestline. Under 3 minutes to play now in the game. I'd assume this will be the last drive, considering there's no turnover.
Yeah. Yeah, football-wise, though, my most success, well, 2 play. I mean, I coached at Cincinnati Princeton as an assistant. We won a state title there in, I believe, 1983 or 4 it was. And then a lot of success at Fredericktown as an assistant football coach. And at Crestline 1 year when I was the offensive coordinator and we made the playoffs. Had a really good year.
People don't look back, and as once again, Jarvis is dropped for a loss. People don't look back. I mean, this Buckeye Central team was in the state championship game just, 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Crestline. They've had success in their storied history.
Well, I think it was 2006 when I coached. Aaron Eckert, who's now the head coach in Ontario, was a quarterback. And I think we finished 8-2 in the regular season, lost to Winford and East Knox. And then lost our playoff game to Hopewell Loudon. One of our best players, our best receiver / running back, Anthony Jordan, sprained his ankle on the opening kickoff, and that took our offense took a big hit on the opening kickoff. And we ended up losing the playoff game.
1:20 to go. Jack Phillips in there at quarterback, and what's this whistle all about? Going to reset the play clock?
I don't know. Might have been getting some, well, because he could call a penalty on an equipment thing, but I don't know. So he might have told someone to put his mouthpiece in or something.
Yeah, they do reset the play clock, so we're getting close to the final couple of plays here with the play clock at 15 seconds and the game clock at 50 seconds. They split out 3 wide to the right.
They're going to take a knee. Do they have a quarterback under center? Yeah, they're going to take a knee.
No, they're in the gun.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, it's Phillips back there.
That was the guard getting down late in the stance.
I know it's getting hard to see this late at night.
Yeah, especially when you're old.
They do take a delay of game. So that they might not actually even run another play.
Well, they're not. That's what he did it for. So it's over.
And they're going to bring in some substitutions.
Oh, what they're doing. Is he going to put his punt team in and punt one? He may want to just get a punt off, just to get a punt team in, because he hasn't punted the whole game. No, he's taking a knee.
They're going to take a knee.
He's letting the starters take a knee. Yeah, but they didn't have to take a knee because
the time runs out.
All right.
53-8. Your final score here at Buckeye Central. Crestline with the loss drops to 0-1. Buckeye Central moves to 1-0. Stay tuned here. We'll wrap things up here on WBCO and the OH Report. 53-8 your final. Buckeye Central over Crestline.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
We are now joined by our McDonald player of the game. And that, of course, is who else but Derek Steen, junior quarterback, 3 passing touchdowns here tonight. Derek's got to feel good. Big win at home, a big shutout. Just talk to me about how you're feeling right now.
We're feeling pretty good. The coaches put together a really good game plan, and we just dominated up front. Front 5 played really well.
And then just talk to me about how you were able to find success passing the ball. It seems like your aerial attack was insane tonight. You had a bunch of yards, 3 passing touchdowns. What were you looking for out there?
Just the open man, I guess. Again, Coach Jensen, we're in a brand new offense, and he just put together a really good game plan.
And then just talk to me about how it feels to start off 1-0. Week 1 is a lot of people's most important game. Just talk to me about how that feels.
It feels good, and it definitely builds confidence going into week 2. We're going to feel pretty good. I'm excited for week 2.
And then just talk to me about how you feel going into the rest of the season beyond week 2. Just talk to me about what you're looking for, what you're going to work on practice weekend, and how you're feeling.
We're really excited. We got a special group this year, really hard senior class, got a bunch of tough kids. I think we're looking to go 500, make the playoffs. I feel like that's a very reasonable goal for us. So.
Alrighty, man. One last question. Anyone you want to shout out in Buckeye Central Nation? Now's your chance to do it. Anyone you want to shout out watching at home?
Jim Hart.
Alrighty, man. Thank you very much. Go out and enjoy this one. And once again, congrats.
Thank you.
That was your McDonald's player of the game, Derek Steen. Junior quarterback, had 3 passing touchdowns. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some final stats, and we'll wrap up our broadcast. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Welcome back to Crestline High School. Once again, your final 53-8 here on the OH Report, live in Freestorm. Bluntschli joined by the illustrious Garrett Parlett. And Garrett, 53-8, our final. We saw a big game from Buckeye Central, but not so much from Crestline.
That's from what a showing out here for Buckeye Central to come in here in week 1 and get a win and build some confidence for these guys. I know they struggled last season, finishing 2-8. We're only able to pick up some wins out of conference. Able to do so here tonight, another out-of-conference win to start the season against Crestline. They did it last year, able to do it here again tonight. Heck of a performance from their QB and their skill position. What an offensive, prolific night for this group. They dominated on all cylinders. Buckeye Central, what a win.
As we take a look at our final stats, Buckeye Central with 8 first downs, 112 rushing yards, 191 passing yards, 303 total yards with 2 turnovers, 5 penalties for 60 yards. Crestline with 7 first downs, 133 rushing yards, only 7 passing yards with 140 total, 3 turnovers and 4 penalties for 20 penalty yards on our Buckeye Central Athletic Boosters post-game show. Garrett, it was just a rough one for Crestline. They couldn't get anything going all night long.
Yeah, that's from what sticks out to me on that scoreboard is the Buckeye Central only having 8 first downs, but they didn't really need that many first downs because all their touchdowns came on chunk plays, an 80-yard touchdown, 64-yard touchdown, an 85-yard punt return, a 40-yard run, a 19-yard touchdown reception. So most of their touchdowns for Buckeye Central came in chunk plays. Crestline wasn't really able to get anything going, especially offensively and passing the football. Only 7 yards to their name. They got to improve that throughout the season if they want to be able to compete, especially in their conference. And I know they're running a new triple option offense. They got to be able to figure that out if they want to pick up some wins down the line in the season.
That's going to do it here at Buckeye Central High School, where I want to take one more second to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast, as this wouldn't be possible to bring all this coverage to you guys live and free without them. The Buckeye Central Athletic Boosters, supporting our athletes and coaches and encouraging community pride in athletics. First Federal Community Bank, banking locally, just got a little easier. North Central State College, providing individuals with knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Maumee Bay Turf Center. At Maumee Bay Turf, it's simple. We build better, as well as McDonald's for sponsoring our MVP. And I think that's going to do it, Garrett. We're going to wrap things up. Big thank you to everyone involved in the broadcast, but we got a show to get back to, Garrett. First night of the Friday Night Pigskin.
Yes, I'm excited for that. So if you haven't got to see any of the highlights, make sure you kick it with us, the OH Report. That'll be on our main YouTube and our main Facebook page around 11:30. Kick it with us to watch all the high school recap here from Friday night, but we out.